Hi, this is Desiree from MommyReporter.com, and I want to thank you for tuning in to this quick interview tonight. Tonight I'm going to be talking to Kim from Two Big Women on a Couch. You may know her from YouTube or maybe from her website, which is a forum for plus size and former plus size women. Tonight we're going to be talking about a topic that I think she has a little bit of maybe background or maybe connection to, and it's called workplace bullying. And I just want to go ahead and jump right into it. Kim, thank you so much for being here tonight. And why don't you go ahead and start us off basically giving me a little bit of background about this topic and what we can learn from you tonight.
All right. Well, Desiree, I always appreciate you interviewing and the topics that you come up with, and thank you for having me a part of your show tonight. The way this kind of came about is a young teenager actually named Shannon worked with me on a video on bullying, like kids bullying, the bullying that teenagers do. And from that, it was requested that I maybe do a video as well on workplace bullying and for adults, and they're faced with that a lot. So workplace bullying is something that you might not really be familiar with the term, but it's something that actually happens quite a bit, where people are put into a position where their coworkers are doing all kinds of things that can be either subtle or blatant. And they can be very abusive. They can do things like shut them out of opportunity. They can do things like hoard things that they might need, like somebody might request or require information in order to do their job better, and they'll hoard them. They can do things like really do smear campaigns, and be they subtle or very blatant and what have you. And I'm not an expert on workplace bullying. I don't want anybody to misunderstand that, but I've personally been had attempts made as well, and I know a number of folks that have had to deal with that and are currently dealing with that as well. So what it is really any time when someone is not allowed to do their work because other people are interfering with that and really making their place of work very miserable.
So I guess we wanted to differentiate, between the workplace bullying, which involves adults, and we're going to, not confuse that with cyberbullying, which happens with teens and kids online. This is something that can happen physically in the workplace, but it has more of a psychological or mental aspect as opposed to the physical aspect of bullying, correct?
Correct. And people can be extremely, like you said, from the psychological standpoint, extremely depressed. They can wake up on a Sunday and begin to dread their Monday, knowing that they have to go back to work. It can cause all kinds of stress that can lead to all kinds of conditions as well. So it's not a physical kind of bullying, but definitely it impedes people from being able to do what they were hired to do.
All right, so why don't we just go right into what workplace bullying is, and if someone is dealing with this themselves or maybe knows of someone who may be dealing with this, what type of suggestions or resources can you offer them?
Well, like I said, I'm not an expert, but what I do encourage people to do is to really recognize what's happening to them. First, acknowledge it and take that to their supervisor. Now, sometimes people get bullied by insecure supervisors, or if anybody's ever sat in a meeting and been yelled at and screamed at or made to feel like they were being belittled or something, like that. But I would suggest that you really document everything that you need to document. Be very clear about your dates and exactly what happened, and even document, if you need to, what that felt like, exactly what that made you feel like. And then take that up the chain. I don't know how large your company or organization is, but go as far as you need to go to make sure that it's heard and understood. Most places do have policies around, when you have grievances or when you have issues and you bring them forward, that you should not be like fired for bringing things forward and so forth. So understand your personnel policies, understand sort of your chain of your structure, your hierarchical structure, so that you can kind of go through the chain and make sure that something gets done about it. And it can be very scary, I think, for some people to maybe feel like they're ratting out somebody, or if they say something, the workplace is going to be even more vicious toward them or what have you. But it's really important to document and take that up to the highest levels. And some places have a situation where you can actually get support, because it can be very psychologically challenging, and so there are some places that have workplace assistance for the things that you might go through if you find yourself in the situation where you're being bullied, quote unquote, at work.
Now, this kind of seems to fall under the umbrella of harassment or harassment. And so basically, if someone feels like they're being threatened physically, emotionally, or whatever, they should treat it as they're being harassed and maybe kind of go about it in the same way as to, like you said, file a grievance or a complaint or whatever type of system may be in place to protect you from such treatment or, I guess, behavior from others.
Yeah, well, the harassment, there's a really kind of at least I've been, from what I understand and folks, please do your own research on this if you find that you're, wanting to know more information, but, or if you find yourself, subject to this kind of thing. But there's a slight difference between the kind of harassment that's illegal, like sexual harassment or, someone doing something physical to you or what have you, versus people shutting you out, kind of keeping information from you that you might need to do your job, getting other people to think things about you that may or may not be true. So it doesn't hold the same kind of weight, if you would, that the other type of harassments would.
Okay, so I guess in closing, do you have any resources or suggestions for people? I mean, any type of maybe websites or books or people they can seek out or something like that?
I do. I encourage people to, again, as I said, go through your system, understand your policies, make some noise, but there are some things that I've looked at online that I thought were pretty good resources. One of them is called workplacebullying.org. Workplacebullying.org. I found that to be a good website. And the other one is called kickbully.com. kickbully.com. So I don't know anything about who put those sites together or anything like that. I have nothing to do with those sites, but I think they were really good resources. So a good place to start.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim, for taking the time to enlighten us about this issue. To find out more about Kim or what she does, you can go to twobigwomenonacouch.com, or you can check out her YouTube channel, which is Two Big Women. I think that's right, Two Big Women YouTube. Is that the channel?
Yeah, the YouTube is Two Big Women on a Couch. And
Two Big Women on a Couch.
Yeah, Two Big Women on a Couch is the YouTube. And as you said, our place for a social networking place for the plus size and former plus size community and those who love us is twobigwomenonacouch.com. So thank you so much, Mommy Reporter. I really appreciate that you took the time to talk about this very important issue.
Oh, you're very welcome. And to find out more about me, visit mommyreporter.com.